I'm going to be going over all the Snapships I just built. I'm using this as a stand because one of the stands I had was built out of them, so I had to disassemble it. So yeah, my newly polished piece of metal. Alright, we'll start with the small ones. So this is the B. It is a very small craft. The blades are obviously for turning side to side. Thrusters for pitching. Then you got some extra pitch here, so you can go up, down, pitch, turn side to side, basically everything except for rolling. There's no way to roll. And then it has the bee stinger, so to speak. Pretty obvious, pretty simple, pretty small. Next up. This one's a little goofier. So basically, it's supposed to be a very low energy stealth missile launcher. It hides out in enemy territories really lightly, collecting solar power from, well, not necessarily solar, well, it could be solar power, but power from whatever source is nearby, plasma, light, photon, you know, whatever it wants to be. And then it very slowly and softly moves using these light thrusters in the back here. Bottom side just has battery storage and motors for efficiency, some vents here, and then 2 rockets. So it just kind of lingers around in enemy territory, and then when it finds a target it needs to hit, kaboom. All right, next up, this little, basically a, what's the term? Makeshift, yeah. It's a makeshift suicide mech. It's got a thing here, and then the kaboom device. And this thing I chose specifically for its shape because for a bipedal mech, if you're trying to step up, you're gonna be wobbling. So this is what I call the roller. And basically it shifts the weight from side to side precisely so it runs very straight. And then, you know, kabooms. This one is funky. So it's hard to tell what it really is, but basically it's an inspector. So this opens up. These are adjustable and they protect you from potentially falling debris because it's an inspector and it's going into very volatile areas. So these fold up here. You got your propulsion, these turn, and then these propellers also turn. So pretty agile. And then you have these folded up arms. They're meant to be compact. They go out here, they can turn left or right, and these little things, these are the sensors. Got little ball joints here in the bottom and then pivots here. So it's just for inspecting things, that's all it does. It's an inspector gadget. Okay, just a little hard to get back there. All right, fold up. Initially it didn't have this on the back and I was wondering like what it would do or how it would fly or how it would do anything. Then I decided to put some propulsion on it because that is the most obvious thing to do. This is the first thing I built today. So it is a 6-wheeled, very agile. Now it does lose a wheel if you turn too far, but if you stay like here, which is still a decent turning radius, go all the way up to here though. It's a basically data sender or data, whatever you want to say. So this is the AI sensor antenna combination thingy. Just drives around whenever it needs to send data. What it does is this little thing. This is a drone. Folds up like that. The wings can deploy and it aims in a certain direction, can spin around, and then this propeller takes off, it detaches, and it just flies off in a trajectory to go wherever it needs to go, deliver whatever it needs to deliver. So not too useful because it just drives out to a place and then sends me off to fly off. I'm not sure what it'd be really used for, honestly. Now to think about it, this design is entirely useless because why not just fly there on its own? I really don't know. Maybe like because the AI flight would be detected by some sort of advanced radars or something, so it instead has to use, instead no AI, just mechanisms or something. I don't know. Creating lore is fun. Next up, this one is rear wheel steering. It's very strange. So yes, it drives this direction. Don't mind how the wheels aren't rotating. It's just because plastic with not the best rotation. So person on the front, radar, and this one is simply a scout. There's nothing special on it. Just fuel, power, stuff like that. Drives around, got funky turning like that, and that's all it does. It drives around and scouts things. All right, now we're getting to the complex stuff. So this is tank tracks, and it can rotate. And what it does is this massive complex. So if you unfold it properly, I think it goes up like, hold on, so you gotta, let me put this further away so you can see. All right, so you bend that out. This can fold up. The shoulders can also rotate like that. Very agile. And then these arms can come out. So it could do a lot of different things. It can, probably not combat, but you know, inspection, repair, stuff like that. And there is just so many points of mobility. So look, these arms pivot, and then this thing pivots, and then this is on a ball joint, and then this is on a hinge, and then this entire thing can rotate. So when you have to compact it, you gotta do a lot of steps to put it in. You gotta rotate that back, fold that down, fold this, put that up, okay, there we go, put that down, put that there we go. I like compacting things, it's really fun to do. But yeah, pretty cool. All right, here we go. You can't actually see the top of it, so there you go. Long range adjustable radar with a very mobile joint back here, stand, and this thing spins. So I don't know what kind of radar thing it would be, but it would be a thing for sure. I don't know how to position this so you can see. Okay, let's put it right here. There we go. So, can you see that? Yes, you can. This thing can move up and down, and it has a pivot in the middle, but you do have to move this entire, oh wait, can you see that? Okay, you can't notice that. There you go, you just need to see the pivot. All right, so this part has a lot of spinning joints and things. It can turn in a lot of funky ways. There we go. Oh, nope, okay, that's not supposed to happen. It's a little hard to maneuver it. Obviously, if this were full scale, it would be, you know, like AI controlled, and you wouldn't have to manually rotate all the parts. Sometimes it's smooth, but yeah, basically, this thing spins left to right, and it can also go up and down if you pivot it correctly like this, I think, or something. Nope, that came off, okay. Point is, it can move if you do it properly. It also has these bag thingies. All right, let's put you back to where you are. So, pretty simple ship. This one is an aircraft slash spacecraft carrier ship. So this is in flight mode. It's pretty simple, just has some stuff, and this is not a gun, even though technically it's supposed to be a gun. You can use creativity with Snapships. So what you do is you say it's not a gun, and it is in fact a sensor with ball joint. So these rockets launch, and this thing tracks the target wherever you're flying and guides the rockets, slash, well, technically missiles because they're guided, and makes your target go kaboom, and then it can fall down. And I came with a pretty cool mechanism for, like, it's gonna be a cable landing like a normal aircraft carrier, but the way it works is pretty cool. So basically, it would be spring loaded. So it would come here, and it'd be slightly hovering off the ground. When this touches it, it rolls over, but then when it gets pressed down from the contact, it springs back up and pushes into the plane and goes against it into the hook. So it gets pushed down, and then that goes up, pulls it back, and then it rolls in the front, and then stops. So that's pretty cool. Hyperspeed. Oh, I did not know it can balance. Oh wait, no, it's not balancing. Okay, there's that there. I thought it was balancing on just that. That made no sense. All right, so massive thrusters here. Pretty menacing from the front. You got a lot of things. These thrusters are for pulling high G maneuvers, not to do it on the other side, because if you do maneuvers like that when you're sitting in the back, you're just gonna die immediately. Wait. Oh no, it's the other way around, because you're in the back. So that'll be actually pulling blood to your brain, which will, oh well, who cares? So yeah, oh, spin, cool. These are for maneuverability. These rotate. You got thrusters back here, these thrusters. And then you may notice this little block thing here. So what this is actually something that unfolds, kaboom. Now it shoots out rockets forward, and these guns fold down, pew pew. So yeah, that unfolds, and it does that, and then that, there we go. All right, and then this just basically goes back up, guns fold upwards, and now it is hidden again, sort of. So that's a pretty cool little Hyperspeed Fighter. All right. 3 more, and they are very complicated. So you can see this thing better. This thing, it's a square, or rectangle. It wasn't really designed that well. But, and these panels on top, these don't really matter. They can move though. You can, okay, they can also snap off, because Snapships do that. Maybe that's why they're called Snapships, because everything snaps off so easily. So, obviously a crap ton of maneuverability. Little thruster back here. And what this does is it has gates on the bottom. So if you don't break it while opening it, there we go. This is also how it lands. It lands with these gates open as feet. And then there is two, I don't want to detach them because I guess I have to detach them now. It's a little hard to do manually, obviously. Okay, so what we do is we put this up here. Oh, okay, it's large. When you have large Snapships, you need stability, and this thing does not have stability. Okay, that's better, I think. I don't, oh, nope, okay, propeller broke off. We're almost there, hold on. All right. So then this would come off, and yay, all right, put that aside, okay. So, as it gets dropped, this thing unfolds, and it does start backwards because of constraints. So, AI thing, scout, motor, storage, it's just a scout. That entire mechanism thingy for a scout, these legs fold up kind of funny, I guess. Oh, this build was so annoying to work with. And it still is hard to work with even when I'm not building it. So you gotta like clip these things in. Like there's two sides you gotta clip into. One side, nope, okay, hold on. All right, one side there, and one side there. Clipping is not terrible. And then you fold these doors shut. There we go, push the legs up further, and there you go, big fat rectangle. Alright, this thing. So it is a, yes, dive bomber with a large unfolding thing. So, oh, this foot is supposed to be compacted. Alright, flight mode, landing mode does that. Don't mind this wing, it's not supposed to come down, but the hinge is loose because it's Snapships. And also these are actually rudders, or yeah, rudders, but they fold up and then they rotate. They can also use as air brakes, obviously, and they can compact down. So on the bottom side here, we have the entire mechanism. So let me show you how this works. Where do we start? Okay, so we start with these things folded. There we go. And then, so you start with them unfolding. They go above these thrusters. So unfold that. Then these parts back here, these are gray ones. These come down. This exposes the bomb. Then this bomb, you kind of had to wiggle it around to just, there you go. That would be a lot smoother if it were, nope, that broke off, okay. Again, a lot smoother if it weren't a small plastic toy that you have to manually move every piece yourself with one or two hands. Okay, let's just, huzzah, we did it. Okay, let's pretend that worked well. So this front thing is a sensor. Then you got the payload on the bottom. These wings spin backwards, but I don't want to go through the effort of doing that when I'm just going to put it back. Let's see if we can do this better this time. So we just see, okay, so this part goes down, and then you get, oh, no, okay, broke off the entire piece, dang it. All right, hold on. This is fun. Okay, so you get the, nope, that broke off too. All right, Snapships aren't amazing, but they work. So you get these out of the way. No, that needs to be out of the way so it can, all right, rotate. I got it. All right, so that gotta go there. Screw it, I'm just gonna do it manually because I had like no trouble at all doing this, honestly. I swear. At first it was fine, but now that I'm trying to record a video, it's just not working to my favor in the slightest. All right, there we go. Fun, compact, unfoldy, bomby thing, dive bomber with wings and things and all that stuff. Last build, this is the coolest one. So, this is currently in glide mode. Let me just show you around. This thing is awesome. Oh, that happens. Don't mind that. It's being held on by a single point, this entire wing section. So, all right, very cool plane. I swear everything was holding together so well, but then now it's not. Wing thing, forward thrust and wing stuff. A lot of thrusters for different things and stuff. Some rockets on the bottom right here on both sides of the wing. And then look at this cool transformation. So ready? The wing does this. Boom. And now it is in speed mode. Notice the difference between this and that. This is glide mode. These thrusters can push backwards and it glides better and has better maneuverability. So very cool transformation. It can also move in other ways too, but it's not meant to, really. It could though, maybe in an emergency situation it could. Overall, I really like this build. It's super funky, super unstable, but that's just kind of how Snapships go. And yeah, those are all my recent builds. By recent, I mean the past 3 hours. Snapships are not very easy to build, but they are always fun, and you need a lot of them. For reference, I have this one. So we got Lance, Scythe, Saber, Trident, Gladius, Javelin, Maul, Claymore, and then some drones. And I have duplicates of Maul and Claymore, and Scythe and Saber and Trident. I got 3 scythes. I got multiple duplicates. And then of course you have the other side, the complex. But I haven't built any with those right now, and I don't really want to, and I'm done. Shiny piece of metal. You are going to go back where you belong. I like you. So I hope you enjoyed. It was fun.